just doing the right thing when everybody else is doing something wrong. Like, I think that's courageous to not be afraid to be who you are when everybody else is against it.
Going up to a person and saying hi.
Courage. Be probably something along the lines of doing something that you're not comfortable with.
When people have the courage to do little things like if someone's doing something wrong, just going up to them and saying, you know, that's wrong, because that takes a lot of courage just to stand up to people.
So be courageous, is to be bold and be your own person all the time and never conform to anyone else's thoughts of what you should be, but be your own person.
I think it means to be courageous by being able to stand with your enemies as well as your friends in the exact same manner.
Making a new friend.
I think a courageous person is someone in the world today who is willing to say no to like peer pressure, because there's a lot of peer pressure today in like school and everywhere to like conform and just. But people who stay true to like themselves and to God, I think those are really courageous people, because there's always like a huge amount of pressure to do something. That's what I think a courageous person is.
In my life, not as much as I should. I feel like I'm sometimes courageous, and I sometimes do things that show Christ's love, which is a courageous act in itself, but not as much as I really should. I mean, I don't do everything that I could to be courageous in my everyday life, and yeah, I need to work on that actually.
I think everyone is courageous in their own way. I really do.
I think I'm courageous a bit. I could be more, but yeah, I'm my own person, and I don't like conform to certain things. But I guess I could be more courageous in like sharing God with other people. That'd be a good idea.
Socially, I have courage. Religiously, I'm not sure if I have courage. It's difficult. It's difficult to talk to a
camera.
Not just people, especially like close friends that you have that you know are not in a relationship with the Lord. Just because like the risk it could have, the toll it could have on friendship. But I mean, the toll it could have on their life if they don't have a relationship with their Lord is greater. So,
I mean, most of my friends, close friends anyway, know that I'm Christian.
Yes, I'm with Nate. It's definitely not a secret that I am a Christian.
But it's hard to
reach out.
I think you're courageous.
You're courageous too.
How? Because you must have come to the youth group, you know, like your friends from school aren't here and stuff, and you just kind of like met on the paper. My homeroom teacher a few years ago, she went over to New Orleans and she started her own school for them, and she ended up being the principal, and I think that was pretty courageous of her. She could have stayed and been our homeroom teacher, but instead she wanted to go do something, you know, help the less fortunate, I guess you could say, over New Orleans.
I consider most parents to be courageous. There's no guideline with being a parent. There's no rule book, or you know, how to raise a child correctly for dummies or anything like that. So it comes a lot from the conscience of a person and prayer and insight and communication with God that helps raise a child correctly. So I consider, you know, most parents that strive to give their child a good life. And
when I think of courage, I probably think of a little bit of my mom, actually, because, you know, it takes a lot of courage when she found out she was pregnant with my younger brother. She was in her 40s. And it takes a lot of courage when the doctors say, you know, if you have this baby, you could die. We recommend you have an abortion. It took a lot of courage, I think, for her to go through with it. And now my brother's 9 and alive, and he has a great life. So I think when I think of courage, I think of my mom.